Welcome back to the channel. What if I told you that 5 humble foods sitting in your kitchen could silently fight cancer, rebuild your cells, and add years, maybe decades, to your life? Stay with me. Every once in a while, nature hides extraordinary power inside the most ordinary foods, not in fancy supplements, not in expensive powders, but in small, simple things like beans, lentils, chickpeas, and peas, the foods our ancestors lived on for centuries. In a world where we chase modern health miracles, these ancient foods remain undefeated. Today, I'm sharing my 5 favorite legumes that I personally believe have the power to fight cancer, repair your body, and support a long, vibrant life. When we talk about longevity, we often imagine advanced medicine or complex nutrition plans. But the truth is simpler. Longevity begins in your kitchen, in your plate, in the consistency of what you eat every day. These legumes don't just fill you up. They heal, protect, and empower every system in your body. The science behind them is fascinating, but even more incredible is what happens when you make them part of your daily life. Let's start with the first one, the humble lentil. It doesn't look impressive. It's small, brown or green, sometimes red, but it's one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. Lentils are loaded with plant-based protein, folate, and fiber. But what makes them remarkable is their high content of polyphenols, natural compounds with strong antioxidant properties. These polyphenols actively combat free radicals in the body, reducing oxidative stress, which is one of the key drivers of cancer development and premature aging. Studies have shown that diets rich in lentils can suppress the growth of certain cancer cells and reduce inflammation at a cellular level. They also help regulate blood sugar and cholesterol, which are both connected to long-term cellular health and reduced risk of chronic diseases. Think about that. Something as simple as lentil soup or lentil salad is not just food, it's cellular protection in every bite. The amino acids in lentils contribute to the repair of tissues, helping your body rebuild after stress, workouts, or even illness. When people talk about plant-based eating for longevity, lentils are always near the top of the list. Blue zone populations, those rare communities in the world where people routinely live past 100, often include lentils in their traditional diets, not because of trends, but because lentils provide lasting energy and deep nourishment. The second legume I want to highlight is black beans. These glossy, dark seeds are like little shields of defense inside your body. Black beans contain anthocyanins, the same antioxidants found in blueberries, which give them their dark color and remarkable cancer-fighting power. Anthocyanins are known for their ability to neutralize free radicals, slow down cell damage, and even influence genes related to inflammation and tumor growth. But that's not all. Black beans are also rich in resistant starch, a type of carbohydrate that feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut. Your gut, as we now know, is the foundation of your immune system and directly influences everything from brain health to cancer defense. When you nourish your gut bacteria with foods like black beans, they produce short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, which have been shown to protect colon cells, reduce inflammation, and lower the risk of colon cancer. It's a beautiful system. Your food nurtures your gut protects your cells, and your cells sustain your life. When you replace processed foods with whole foods like black beans, your body starts to heal at the most fundamental level. You might not notice it in a day or a week, but over months your energy stabilizes, your digestion improves, your skin glows, and your mind feels clearer. That's the silent miracle of consistent nourishment. Now, the third legume on my list is chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans. Chickpeas have been eaten for thousands of years across many cultures, from the Middle East to India, from the Mediterranean to South America, and for good reason. Chickpeas are a complete package, high in protein, iron, fiber, and essential minerals. But what's more impressive is their ability to balance hormones and support detoxification pathways. Many cancers are linked to hormonal imbalances and chronic toxicity. Chickpeas help on both fronts. The soluble fiber in chickpeas binds to cholesterol and harmful compounds in the digestive tract, helping your body excrete them efficiently. Meanwhile, their high phytoestrogen content, plant-based compounds that gently mimic estrogen, can help balance hormonal activity, especially in women. When your hormones are balanced, your body feels grounded. Your mood stabilizes, your metabolism improves, and your cells function in harmony. It's not about removing hormones, it's about restoring equilibrium. Chickpeas do that naturally. They also play a key role in repairing tissues because of their amino acid profile, particularly lysine, which is crucial for collagen formation. Collagen, as you know, is the protein that keeps your skin firm, your joints flexible, and your internal structure strong. So when you eat chickpeas, you're not just fueling your muscles, you're literally rebuilding the architecture of your body. The fourth one is soybeans. I know soy has been controversial, but science paints a clearer picture. Whole soy foods, not processed soy isolates, are deeply healing. Soybeans contain isoflavones, which are potent phytonutrients that can reduce the risk of breast and prostate cancers. They do this by modulating estrogen receptors in the body, essentially calming hormonal fluctuations and preventing the excessive cell growth that can lead to tumors. Soy also contains saponins and protease inhibitors that slow cancer cell proliferation and boost immune response. In addition, soy protein is one of the most complete plant proteins, containing all essential amino acids your body needs for growth and repair. What fascinates me most about soy is how it affects longevity. Populations that consume soy regularly, like in Japan and parts of China, have some of the lowest cancer rates in the world and some of the longest life expectancies. They eat tofu, tempeh, edamame, and miso, all forms of fermented or minimally processed soy. The fermentation process adds probiotics, further supporting gut and immune health. It's a synergy of healing, food, microbes, and cells working together. The key is to eat soy in its traditional forms, not the ultra-processed versions we find in packaged foods. When you do that, soy becomes one of the most protective foods you can eat. And now, the fifth and final legume in this chapter, red kidney beans. These beans are powerful detoxifiers. Their deep red color is a signal of their high antioxidant capacity, particularly due to compounds like flavonoids and phenolic acids. Red kidney beans also contain molybdenum, a trace mineral that helps your liver detoxify sulfites and neutralize toxins from your environment. Think of your liver as the master filter of your body. Every toxin, chemical, and metabolic byproduct passes through it. If your liver is overloaded, toxins can circulate back into your bloodstream, causing inflammation, fatigue, and cellular damage. Kidney beans support that detox process, allowing your liver to function more efficiently and your cells to stay clean. Beyond detoxification, kidney beans are also high in fiber and resistant starch, which regulate blood sugar and feed the gut microbiome, much like black beans. This makes them a dual weapon: metabolic balance and gut health combined. When your blood sugar stays stable, you reduce oxidative stress and inflammation, both of which are precursors to aging and chronic disease. The fiber in kidney beans also supports heart health by lowering LDL cholesterol and improving circulation. Every organ in your body benefits from this. More oxygen reaches your cells, more nutrients are delivered, and your tissues stay strong and youthful. Now, you might be wondering, can something as simple as eating legumes really influence cancer, aging, and longevity that much? The answer is yes, but the key lies in consistency. No single meal will save you, but a pattern of nourishing meals will transform you. These legumes don't work like medication, they work like nature's rhythm. Slow, steady, and profound. Every time you eat them, you send a signal to your body that you're supporting it, not fighting it. You reduce inflammation, repair tissue, balance your microbiome, and activate longevity genes that promote cellular renewal. Over time, that becomes visible, not just in your lab results, but in your vitality. There's also something deeply grounding about legumes. They're affordable, accessible, and comforting. They remind us of simplicity, the kind of simplicity that heals. In our world of fast food, instant gratification, and stress, cooking a pot of beans can feel like an act of self-care. You soak them, rinse them, season them, and slowly let them simmer, and as they soften, so do you. There's a quiet mindfulness in preparing real food. It connects you to your body, your roots, your intention to live better and longer. When I recommend legumes, I'm not just talking about nutrients, I'm talking about rituals of healing, habits of nourishment, and daily acts of love toward your body. Modern science is catching up to what ancient traditions already knew, that healing is not found in complexity, but in consistency. Legumes are the unsung heroes of nutrition because they do not just feed you, they transform your biology from within. They stabilize blood sugar, lower cholesterol, detoxify cells, boost gut health, and activate genes associated with longevity. They fight cancer not by being anti-anything, but by promoting balance, by strengthening your immune system, by supporting your natural ability to repair and renew. This is what makes them magical. Not the exoticness, but the simplicity. As we wrap up this first part, I want you to remember something powerful. Your body is always trying to heal. Every second, it's repairing DNA, rebuilding tissues, regenerating cells. When you give it the right fuel, like lentils, black beans, chickpeas, soybeans, and kidney beans, you amplify that healing process. You're not just preventing disease, you're building resilience, cell by cell, meal by meal. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to go vegan overnight or count every gram of protein. Just start by adding a cup of legumes to your meals a few times a week. Replace one processed snack with hummus. Add lentils to your soup. Try black bean tacos. Every small step counts. That's how transformation happens. Quietly, gradually, permanently. These 5 legumes have stood the test of time for a reason. They're nature's medicine disguised as food, and they hold the secret to sustained health, vitality, and long life. This is not about dieting. It's about healing through nourishment. When you choose these foods with awareness, you're not just eating, you're participating in your own evolution. And that's what real wellness is, a balance between mind, body, and the simple choices that support both. The beauty of these 5 legumes goes far beyond their nutritional composition. What they really represent is a philosophy of living, a return to balance, to nourishment that honors both the body and the mind. You see, when we talk about fighting cancer and promoting longevity, we often focus only on one side of the story, either the physical or the mental. But true wellness requires both. The body can only heal when the mind is in harmony, and food can be one of the most profound bridges between them. Imagine starting your day with a sense of calm, knowing that what you eat is protecting you. That's the emotional power of awareness. Every bowl of lentil soup, every serving of chickpeas, every spoonful of beans isn't just a meal. It's an act of intention, a message to your body that says, I care about you. I'm giving you the tools to thrive. The mind responds to that message. It releases stress, balances hormones, and creates an internal environment that supports healing. That's why the connection between nutrition and mindfulness is so important. The foods we've been discussing, lentils, black beans, chickpeas, soybeans, and kidney beans, are not only physical healers, they are emotional stabilizers. Lentils, for instance, contain magnesium and B vitamins, which calm the nervous system. When you eat foods rich in magnesium, your muscles relax, your heart rate stabilizes, and your brain feels less foggy. In moments of anxiety or fatigue, magnesium acts as a natural sedative, gently reminding your body that it's safe. Over time, that stability builds emotional resilience, and emotional resilience is one of the most underrated elements of longevity. People who live longer, healthier lives often share one thing in common: emotional balance. They recover from stress faster, they worry less, and they find joy in simple things, like food that nourishes instead of harms. Black beans contribute to that balance as well. Because of their high fiber content, they slow digestion, keeping your blood sugar steady. And when your blood sugar is steady, your mood follows. You don't experience those sharp highs and lows, the sudden energy crashes or irritability that processed foods can trigger. This stability gives your mind clarity. Your focus improves, your patience extends, and your body operates in harmony with your emotions. That's the invisible magic of nutrition. It silently shapes your state of mind. You don't even realize how much calmer you've become until one day you notice it. Chickpeas, on the other hand, are mood boosters. They contain tryptophan, an amino acid that helps your body produce serotonin, the feel-good hormone. When your serotonin levels are balanced, you feel more positive, more grounded, and more capable of handling life's challenges. Chickpeas also have a naturally grounding texture and taste. There's something soothing about them. Maybe it's their earthiness, maybe it's their warmth, but every time you eat them, you feel a little more centered. That's why in many cultures, chickpeas are a comfort food. They don't just nourish the body, they comfort the spirit. Soybeans bring another dimension: hormonal harmony. When your hormones are balanced, your thoughts become clearer, your emotions stabilize, and your body functions in sync. Soy's phytoestrogens help modulate estrogen levels, preventing sharp fluctuations that can affect mood, sleep, and energy. For women going through menopause, soy can be life-changing, easing hot flashes and improving overall well-being. For men, it supports prostate health and reduces inflammation. And for everyone, it helps maintain a calm, consistent internal rhythm, something we all need in our fast-paced, overstimulated world. Then there are red kidney beans, detoxifiers of both the body and mind. When your liver functions well, your whole system feels lighter. Toxins not only affect your organs, but also your brain chemistry. A sluggish liver can lead to fatigue, irritability, and mental fog. By supporting liver detoxification, kidney beans indirectly support mental clarity. You start feeling cleaner, clearer, and more present. It's fascinating how physical cleansing can reflect as mental lightness. The more you study these legumes, the more you realize they're not just food, they're tools for emotional and physical transformation. They create a biological environment in which healing becomes natural. When inflammation is reduced, when the gut is balanced, when hormones are in harmony, and when detoxification flows smoothly, the body thrives. And when the body thrives, the mind follows. This is the essence of holistic wellness. The reason why ancient cultures didn't separate food from medicine or the body from the soul. Everything was connected, and it still is. Now, let's look deeper into how these legumes interact with longevity. Longevity isn't just about living longer, it's about living better. It's about quality of life, mobility, clarity, joy, vitality. The nutrients in these legumes directly affect longevity pathways in your cells. For example, compounds like polyphenols and isoflavones activate sirtuins, a group of proteins that regulate cellular aging and DNA repair. Sirtuins are like the guardians of youth inside your body. When they're active, they protect your cells from damage, enhance mitochondrial function, and extend lifespan at the cellular level. Foods like lentils and soybeans help turn those longevity switches on naturally. Another key factor in longevity is inflammation control. Chronic inflammation accelerates aging and opens the door to diseases like cancer, heart disease, and diabetes. Legumes, with their rich antioxidant content, help neutralize that inflammation. Their high fiber content also supports the production of short-chain fatty acids, which reduce inflammation in the gut and beyond. When you eat these foods regularly, you're essentially calming your internal environment. A calm body ages slower, just like a calm mind thinks clearer. Gut health is another major pillar of longevity. Modern research shows that the microbiome, the community of bacteria living in your intestines, can influence how long you live and how well you age. The good bacteria thrive on prebiotic fibers, and legumes are one of the best sources of those fibers. When you eat chickpeas, lentils, or beans, you're feeding an entire ecosystem of beneficial microbes that produce compounds like butyrate. Butyrate has anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer effects, strengthens the intestinal lining, and even supports brain health through the gut-brain axis. That's right. What happens in your gut influences your mood, memory, and resilience to stress. So by eating legumes, you're not just supporting digestion, you're literally shaping your mental and emotional landscape. There's also a metabolic aspect to longevity. Legumes help regulate insulin sensitivity, meaning they help your body use glucose efficiently. Stable insulin levels prevent metabolic disorders, obesity, and premature cellular aging. Every time you choose legumes over refined carbs, you reduce glycation, a process where sugar molecules damage proteins in your body, leading to wrinkles, stiff joints, and aging tissues. By stabilizing blood sugar, you protect not just your organs, but your appearance and vitality as well. What I find remarkable about all this is how accessible it is. You don't need expensive supplements or complicated routines. You just need real food, the kind your great-grandparents would recognize. Lentils, beans, chickpeas, soy. They're humble, affordable, and available everywhere. But their effects are profound. In medical studies and in real life, people who eat legumes regularly live longer, have lower rates of chronic disease, and enjoy more energy well into old age. And yet, it's not just about the nutrients, it's about the lifestyle that comes with eating this way. When you cook legumes, you slow down. You plan ahead. You soak, season, simmer, and savor. That process itself becomes therapeutic. It teaches patience and presence. It's meditation through nourishment. That rhythm of mindful eating is part of the longevity equation too. Fast food is fast not only in preparation but also in damage. Slow food, on the other hand, heals slowly but surely, layer by layer, cell by cell. If you begin to think of your meals as moments of medicine, your relationship with food changes entirely. You stop chasing instant results and start trusting the process. You start feeling gratitude for the ingredients in front of you, gratitude for the body that receives them, and gratitude for the opportunity to heal. That mindset, that quiet gratitude, enhances the effects of the food itself, because gratitude reduces stress. And stress, as we know, is one of the biggest enemies of longevity. When you eat with gratitude, you lower cortisol, improve digestion, and support the very processes that help your body repair and regenerate. There's also something socially beautiful about legumes. They bring people together. In every culture, beans and lentils are shared foods, communal meals cooked in big pots, served with love, eaten slowly in conversation. And that social connection, that sense of community, is another secret ingredient of long life. Research from Blue Zones shows that connection, belonging, and love are as important to longevity as diet or exercise. So when you cook legumes, invite others, share them. Create warmth, not just in your body, but around your table, because healing happens faster in connection. As we move toward the end of this exploration, remember that food is never just fuel, it's information. Every bite you take sends a message to your genes, to your hormones, to your brain. It tells your body whether to build or break down, to inflame or to heal, to age or to renew. The legumes we've talked about send powerful healing messages, messages of balance, protection, and regeneration. They don't just fill your stomach, they awaken your biology. Start simple. Maybe one day it's a lentil stew, the next day a chickpea salad. Maybe it's black bean chili or edamame as a snack. With every meal, you're strengthening your defense, rebuilding your foundation, and moving closer to the vibrant, disease-resistant version of yourself that already exists within you. In the end, longevity isn't about chasing youth. It's about mastering the art of living well. It's about giving your body what it needs to thrive naturally. And the truth is, that power has always been in your hands, in your kitchen, in your choices, in your consistency. The 5 legumes we've explored, lentils, black beans, chickpeas, soybeans, and red kidney beans, are not just foods, they are your allies. They fight silently, heal deeply, and give you back control over your health. So as you leave this message today, remember, healing doesn't come from complexity. It comes from the simple, consistent, loving choices you make every day. Nourish your body, calm your mind, and let nature do the rest. Because in the end, health isn't a miracle. It's a mindset, a rhythm, and a daily act of care. And if you ever doubt whether small actions matter, just remember this. Every great transformation begins quietly, in the smallest of choices. And one of those choices could be the humble, beautiful, healing power of a single bowl of beans.